How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. So my royal family, we cannot lose sight. No, we cannot. Now, as the hyperbia continues with the Florida shooting, isn't it convenient? Isn't it convenient? We cannot lose sight of the indictments. Oh, yes. Let me show you how serious it is, my royal family. Now, just check this little bit out. Just this little bit. It's just 57 seconds about this damn indictment.
Look, there's a lot we do not know because these charges are still sealed tonight. But these are criminal charges, so this is serious. In fact, CNN is reporting that there are plans in place for anyone who is charged to be taken into custody on Monday, but we don't have much more than that. Now, this is the man who knows all. You're seeing him on the screen there, Special Prosecutor Robert Mueller. Remember, he was the guy who was put in charge of the investigation after President Trump fired former FBI Director James Comey. So what's the investigation looking into? Well, the focus here, any potential collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia, along with any potential obstruction of justice by the White House. Now, that investigation started back in 2016. Here we are now, 2017, and we're seeing the very first fruits of it. And it looks like it's going to be a very long weekend of waiting and watching, but come Monday, we could see somebody in handcuffs. But tonight, we have no idea who. Guys, I'm Corey Chambers. Now, back to you.
All right, my royal family. I'm going to play that again in the end so we do not lose sight. So let's go back here. Okay. Remember Paul Manafort. All right? Now he was, if I'm correct, Trump's campaign manager. Now, let me set up the stage before I play the next video. Remember my royal family. They caught Manafort with his drawers down. He was in the middle of a divorce, got busted in an affair, and his coins wasn't looking right in his world. So, what they did was they froze his money and took all his passports. He had a few passports. Now, he had many bank accounts. I think he had over 10 bank accounts. So this man had property, money, and he was doing the most. Now, in our world, what he had, he could have sat his white ass down and retired. He had no business in Trump's affairs. But that is the nature. I'm going to always stay on this nature, my royal family, of the beast. He wanted more. He couldn't help himself. Now, something that my husband pointed out, my husband has said to me repeatedly, you notice any of these folks that deal with Trump, they end up losing their career. I said, I've noticed that. And I mean, it's big time fallout with them in their world. Got to remember, in their world, because they're going to still get some coins down the road, but in their world, that's disturbing to them because they want more and more and more. See, the nature of the beast is never satisfied. So, anyway, let's get back to Paul Manafort. So when the special prosecutor threw the paperwork up in his face, he goes back to Trump and he tells Trump, I don't have the money to obtain the type of counsel that I need in order to fight these indictments. And Trump basically let him know, you on your fucking own. I ain't helping you at all. So you look at the bigger picture. He's got issues in his personal life. They done froze up his money. And he's been very loyal to Trump. And Trump ain't gonna help him. So what he did was, when he went to go talk to them, he didn't have counsel with him at the time. So now, what Paul Manafort has done is, one of his properties is worth $9 million. He had to put his property up in order to have proper counsel. Now, in a white people's world, to get that type of money, that's a big ass blow. That makes him feel inadequate. That makes him feel some kind of way. So he is up in his feelings because Trump was not there for him. So let's not lose sight, as this thing gets more and more messy and greasy, that it all started with Paul Manafort. And they caught him in the right position. Now, I had to give the royal family a background, because I did a video a long time ago about this. That's why I know this so well. So y'all will understand the present. So here we go. Now, this shit is serious. And so, like I said, they want to continue for us to look at the hypervia. Because you know Trump is good with his antics. So, if something is working in their favor, they gonna wear it the fuck out. This is a 4-minute video.
I articulated 6 things that I found significant about yesterday's indictments. What did you find most significant?
Well, I think, first of all, I agree with your 6. I think that this is a significant criminal indictment. I think we now have credible evidence that Russians illegally conspired to impact our 2016 election. I think this is, as Dan talked about, one of our oldest enemies who has had a direct assault now on our democracy and our national leadership. And so I think that the American public should be concerned that this has happened, that these folks have come here, whether electronically, some actually in person, and conspired to try to impact our election. And so I think that the indictment is significant, and I think that the allegations are concerning. And my hope is that we are now taking steps to try to actively find these individuals, bring them here, and put them before the bar of justice.
Okay, so to that point, I was about to say what I didn't see on CNN last night was anybody having cuffs slapped on them. Presumably, all 13 are outside the jurisdiction of the United States, and I don't know that we have any extradition with Russia. So how likely that there is any trial that results from any of this?
Well, one of the things that will happen is when they're indicted, their arrest warrants will be issued. Those will be put into international databases, Interpol and the like. And so if they were to leave Russia, if they were to travel and go to a country either in Europe or somewhere else that has an extradition treaty with the United States, they could be detained and therefore brought here. And so they essentially become a prisoner of their own country, which for some of these folks might not matter much to them, but it might. And so we can also then take additional steps to try to actively try to pick them up and bring them to the United States for trial. So my hope, and I anticipate that there are efforts that are going to try to bring them here based on these warrants that have been issued.
John, read the tea leaves for me. There's nothing in this document about the hack. What do you make of that?
You know, I think that is a separate piece of this. I think if you've seen the special counsel and the deputy attorney general, they've been very methodical. Each indictment kind of stands on its own, or each plea agreement kind of stands on its own, and it goes to the next step. And so this one has to do with these 13 individuals, with these allegations. There are other allegations that have been discussed in the media, not by the special counsel, as you noted. And so I think that he will deal with these things in time. And if he believes that he has sufficient evidence to bring a criminal charge, he will do so. My guess is if he believes that he doesn't, or the evidence doesn't warrant it, then he won't, and you won't hear about it.
So let me ask you a question as a former prosecutor, not
Sure.
as one at that white-shoed fancy firm where you are today heading the defense
Okay.
operations. I was really taken with the fact that I was watching the media 10 minutes before Rosenstein began speaking, and there was speculation as to what would be the subject matter, and many thought he was about to address the Florida shooting. It speaks to Mueller's ability to keep this all under wraps. Were you impressed by that?
Very much so, and it goes not only to him, but also to his agents from the FBI, to his prosecutors. You know, this is a well put together, sophisticated document that took thousands of hours of work to build. And this is an impressive document from an investigator's perspective, and the fact that they were able to keep it under wraps until the Deputy Attorney General decided at his moment, he decided when to let the public know, is impressive. It shows that this is being run in a professional way, and knowing Bob Mueller and knowing Rod Rosenstein, you shouldn't expect anything else.
All right, my royal family. Let me shut that down.
Make strong.
Let me shut that down. Now, was something that I forgot to pull up. Let me see right here before I get into this next video. Okay. There we go. Right here. Y'all know I love visual. Let's see what we gonna find. Wow, there's so many. Wow, there's so many. Oh my goodness, look at these pictures. I seen this one a long time ago. Wow. Anyway, so my royal family. Now you know, Putin is pissed. He's pissed. Oh, he's pissed with his son. Yeah, see, Putin runs Trump. Now, where Putin made his mistake was even dealing with this ignorant motherfucker. That's his biggest mistake. But since Putin is pissed, you know, when you hit a dog, he will holler, right? So on the low, the Kremlin is dismissing all of this shit, like I said, and the plot thickens. So let's listen to what they have to say, the Kremlin. But you know, this is a direct message, again, from Putin. Look at these pictures. I love this shit. I cannot decide which one I even want to put up. Man. But I'm going to put up a good one for the royal family to rub it in. So, anyway, let me take that down. And let's get to business and hear what they have to say.
Is responding to the Mueller investigation's indictments of 13 Russian nationals. The Kremlin claims there is no proof that Moscow interfered in the 2016 U.S. elections. During a call with journalists, a spokesman denied there is any evidence the Russian government is involved in the meddling, pointing to the fact that Russian citizens were targeted in the indictment. CNN senior international correspondent Matthew Chance joins me now live from St. Petersburg. Matthew, you are outside this Russian troll farm that's named specifically in this indictment. What do we know about this company and the man who's behind it financially?
Yeah, well, it's called the Internet Research Agency. That's its formal title. We all, of course, know it as the Russian troll farm or troll factory. It's inside that building there where you can see there are lights still on. Here in St. Petersburg, that this US indictment said that Russian nationals, some of whom have now been indicted, posed as American citizens. They organised rallies on the streets of the United States on very controversial, divisive political issues. They bought political adverts that supported one candidate over the other in the election campaign. So basically, this is the place, this is the office in which that atmosphere of chaos was stoked from the Russian side, and that's why 13 Russian individuals, including the financial benefactor, the person who bankrolls that organisation, have now been indicted in the United States. His name is Yevgeny Prigozhin, and he is a figure who is very close to Vladimir Putin. He is dubbed Putin's chef because he's got a very lucrative catering contract with the Kremlin, but he's also got his fingers in all sorts of other foreign policy pies in this country as well. He's linked with the private military contractors called Wagner, who operate in Ukraine and in Syria as well. And of course, there's this troll farm link as well, where, you know, this indictment says that basically he's the person who bankrolls it, Jim.
This shit is hilarious. Did he say troll farm? Let me get that off of there. Did he say troll farm? Wow. They just had to say something. Trump, you got issues. What antic are you going to come up with now? Because you know Putin controls your dumb ass. You can't stay off Twitter. You're not loyal. Oh, no, you're not loyal at all. You're not loyal to your people at all. This white boy got his pants caught around his ankle. Oh, he gonna give up the goods. He had to put up a $9 million house. So, I said, you know what? I'm gonna bring it back, my royal family. I do not want us to lose sight of what's really going on. Because they're gonna continue to keep shooting and shooting and shooting. Once the hypervia die down, there's going to be more. We're in the last days. Your 6,000 years is over. The beast is eating it on, and you want to use distractions. So to drive it in real good, I'm going to play this video one more time like I said, because you know I love driving shit in the ground. Now what did this brother say? Let's listen to it one more time.
Guys, you know, look, there's a lot we do not know because these charges are still sealed tonight. But these are criminal charges, so this is serious. In fact, CNN is reporting that there are plans in place for anyone who is charged to be taken into custody on Monday, but we don't have much more than that. Now, this is the man who knows all. You're seeing him on the screen there, Special Prosecutor Robert Mueller. Remember, he was the guy who was put in charge of the investigation after President Trump fired former FBI Director James Comey. So what's the investigation looking into? Well, the focus here, any potential collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia, along with any potential obstruction of justice by the White House. Now, that investigation started back in 2016. Here we are now, 2017, and we're seeing the very first fruits of it. And it looks like it's going to be a very long weekend of waiting and watching, but come Monday, we could see somebody in handcuffs. But tonight, we have no idea who. Guys, I'm Corey Chambers. Now, back to you. Guys, you know, look.
Sweet! So anyway, my royal family, as I close out, now that video that I played where they were over in Russia, they found the money source. So all you got to do is follow the money. And once you follow the money, it tells the story. It gives a big picture. So this unquote caterer over in Russia, the money is getting funneled through him from Putin and his people to do what they do. So we will see what antics Trump's disloyal dumbass come up with next. That's pretty much it. Because what he did, where we find that at? Ooh, he might got a little of that in him too, huh? I can see that. But basically, Trump, because he's so spontaneous. Let's go back here. Manafort. He's so spontaneous. He did not do his own thinking. He did what my very father told me. Don't make hasty decisions. And he basically told that white boy, fuck you. You on your own. And he was willing to sink with him. Now he's like, fuck that. I'm losing everything around me. I got all these personal problems. You wouldn't let me get the best counsel in the world. So I had to do it, my royal family. I didn't want us to lose sight. Yes, we're talking about the movie. That's beautiful. We're talking about the shooting. But let's not lose sight of the indictments, because it's about to get real messy. People going to be slinging mud left and right. And we know Trump going to come up with something. So come on, Trump. Who you want to fight with now? Who you want to take a knee now? What black man are you worried about? What black woman you want to disrespect? Go get John Kelly. He doofus and dumb too. So anyway, my royal family, render your voice with your beautiful divine words. And as always, my royal family, I thank you for your love. I thank you for your support. And with that said, I'll shake.